In this video, I'm going to show you how to build the 3 most important farms to start your Minecraft survival world that works for both Bedrock and the Java edition. These farms will give you a reliable source of both iron and food for the foreseeable future. And it all starts with villagers. Now, villagers are the key to getting extremely good loot very quickly through trading, but you need a lot of them due to some recent trading changes. Luckily, this farm will get you so many villagers that you'll run out of things to even do with them. Here's all the materials you need for this farm. Start off by making yourself an infinite water source. After you've done that, go ahead and dig a 1-block hole in the ground and put water in it. Then take out your hoe. With your hoe, I want you to till the dirt in 4 directions from the water block. Once you've tilled in all 4 directions, go ahead and fill in all the areas in between. You should now have a 9x9 area of tilled dirt. After you finish completing that, go ahead and take out your building block. 2 blocks around the entirety of the farm, go ahead and place down your blocks. This will create a wall around the farm to keep the villagers in and the mobs out. When you are done, your farm should look like this. Go ahead and break 2 glass blocks that line up with the water block here. This is going to be where the villagers are going to be filtered in and out. But before we do that, we need to go ahead and plant on the crop we're going to be using for this farm. For this farm, you can use carrots, beetroot, or potatoes, but you cannot use seeds, as wheat will break this farm. After placing down all of your carrots, go ahead and take out your composter and place it in the middle of the farm. Now, all the villagers that are made are going to be cycled through this hole here. But we want to make sure only the babies get through. In order to do that, we want to place a temporary dirt block on the top block like this, and then place a trapdoor on the top like so. And then we can remove this block. Now, if we head over to the other side, we can flip it down and all the adult villagers can't come through. Now, the 2 immediate blocks right under where the trapdoor is, here and here, go ahead and mine those both, and then place a trapdoor on the top level of both of those sides and flip them down. After you've dug that hole, take out your beds, and you want to place the 3 beds right outside the hole, like so. With some of your building blocks, go ahead and make another 2-block tall wall that goes around these beds to once again keep mobs outside. And then I want you to jump back into this 2x1 hole we made earlier. Once we're in this hole, we want to dig this hole about 3 more blocks deep for a total of 4 blocks. And then we want to dig towards the direction of the beds another 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. At the end of this hallway, we want to place one sign right at the very bottom block right here, and then another sign on the top block right here. Then you want to dig the last few blocks above the first sign to lead you to the surface. With your last sign, you want it to be 1 block space between your bottom sign and place it right there. Now let's head back to the other end of the tunnel where we originally were at. Dig the block on the lowest part right here, and then place a bucket of water. This will flow all the way to where these signs are here. Now, with 2 more buckets of water, we're going to place one in the middle of all these 3 signs right here, and then a final bucket of water above that last sign you placed earlier. This is the system that separates the baby and adult villagers and only brings the adult villagers to the surface. Once you're back on the surface, you're going to want to make at least a 3x3 chamber where these adult villagers are actually going to be compiled into. This is all the space I'm going to give them here. Around this 3x3 chamber, I'm going to once again put another 2-block tall wall to keep any mobs out of the area. Now we need to build the actual railroad system to take the villagers out of the farm. To do that, we're going to jump into the adult chamber of the farm right here, and then dig 2 blocks down right where the edge of this water is right here. From here, you're going to want to dig yourself a small little room, but place a temporary block or a block that you're going to recognize on that corner that you most recently just mined. Something like this should be perfect. Now, as you can see, this block right here is going to be the block where all the adult villagers are going to be on. So as you're placing these rails, you need them to go through the block like these rails are doing right here. So go ahead and take out your powdered rails, and with 3 of those rails, we're going to place one directly under where this corner block is and one to the next of it so that it goes through, and then a last one that should be the surface railroad right there. At this point, you should still have 1 powered rail, so we're going to take a normal rail and place it at the very bottom of our little track like this, and now we need to put a dispenser right here. And then directly on top of the dispenser, we're going to place a button. To make sure the dispenser dispenses something, just place something in there and then press the button and make sure it works. Now, on the top block to the left of the dispenser, we're going to mine that one as well and put a normal rail. And then a powered rail right next to that one that should be in front of the dispenser. Now, mine that original rail that you placed up here because we just want this little slanted cover like that, and then you can place a block back there. Finally, with your redstone torch, you want to place it right next to the powered rails like so, but you want to make sure these ones light up and not the one next to the dispenser. Now, if you place a minecart in this dispenser and press the button, it should go to the surface. The final step is to get 2 villagers into the farm. The easiest way is to place the composter in the farm and just watch a villager go to it like this farmer did here, but to get the second one in is a little bit harder. To get the second villager to come to the farm, the easiest way to do it is to place a job, right, and watch a villager go to the job, and then place a second job closer to where your farm is, and when you destroy the first one, he should gravitate to the second job. If you do this over and over again, you can bring them into the actual villager farm, like I am doing here, so when I destroy his farm job, he should now want to come inside here. And then you can destroy it again. And now you only have 1 farm villager job inside. The only thing that is left to do is to adjust the rail that goes to the surface to go to anywhere that you may need the villagers to go to. Like the second farm that we're going to be making in the video, which is an iron farm. Iron is a key resource you need for early, middle, and late game of your Minecraft world. And thankfully, this farm will get you enough iron for all 3 stages. Here are all the materials you will need for this build. Before you start building, make sure you have a flat area like I have here. Start off by digging a 3x1 hole that is also 7 blocks deep. Once you've dug the hole to 7 blocks deep, on one side dig a 3x3 hole that is also 2 blocks deep. Then you're going to go ahead and take out your beds and place down the 3 beds. Now get on top of the beds. On the left side, you're going to place a bottom half slab on the second block here, and then you're going to do the same on the right. Then in the middle, you're going to take out a trapdoor and place it on the top middle like I did here and flick it down. Now go ahead and flick up this trapdoor because we need to get to this area behind it and mine a 3x2 hole that is also 2 blocks deep again. Once you've done that, go ahead and take out your torch, and on this middle block here, should be right next to where this trapdoor is, you're going to place down the first torch. Now, standing on top of that torch, you're going to mine the 2 blocks directly in front of you right here, and then the 2 blocks on the ceiling as well right here. Now, take out your boat, and on the center of the torch and this block right here, we're going to place down the boat like this. And now you just need to mine yourself out of the area. Once you're on the surface, head back down, and every 2 blocks, starting with this first block right here, we're going to go ahead and place a torch. This is just going to make sure no mobs spawn inside this staircase while we are away. On the surface, place a dirt block on this top stair block right there, and then place a trapdoor and flick it down, and then place another trapdoor and flick it down on the other side. Head back over to this 3x1 hole that we made earlier, and we're going to build ourselves a little staircase that goes down to the beds. Once you have the staircase built, you can just head back up to the surface. Now you need to transfer 3 villagers from the villager farm that we built earlier. You can either railroad them over or you can boat them over. The easiest way to get these 3 villagers down into these 3 beds right here is actually to get them into a boat next to the farm and then wait for night. Once it's night, we can actually now go ahead and break these boats, and the villagers will go ahead and run straight down into the beds down here. Now that he's back, he's going to sleep. Go ahead and follow your villagers down to the bottom here and then block up this tube so that they don't end up coming back up. You can also fill in the 3x1 hole as well, starting from right above the trapdoor. Just make sure you leave a little marker for where this 3x1 hole actually is. Now that the villagers are inside the farm, we just need to get ourselves a zombie. Since we're using a boat, boats make it so mobs do not despawn. We just need to get this zombie to go down the staircase hole. Once he's down there, we can just go ahead and close up this trapdoor, and he will just go down the hole and get into the boat like that. Now quickly, before anything spawns, go ahead and jump down the hole, get rid of all these torches. The 3 blocks or the 2 blocks on the roof right here, we want to make sure we cover those up. We then want to flick up this trapdoor right here to make sure it's up. That's going to start the villagers from being scared. And then we want to fill in all the blocks for our staircase as well. You can then also remove these trapdoors. The final step is now to build the collection chamber for our iron farm. To start, we're going to go ahead and go 1 block away from our 3x1 hole right here and dig down 1. And then we're going to go 8 blocks for a total of 9 blocks into the direction of the zombie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This will give us a 9 block long hole. Head back to the start where this 3x1 hole is again, and away from that hole, we're going to go 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will give us a total of 5 blocks. And now we need to just dig the entire area in between. Once we've dug the hole, we need to make this whole hole 2 blocks deep. Once you finish, you should now have a 3-block deep hole like this. Take your water, and on both corners on the far end, you're going to want to place down your water sources. This is going to lead it to a 1-block area right here. Take out your chests and hoppers. We're now going to go ahead and dig into this wall just a little bit so we can place down our double chest. That'll be right here. And this 1-block hole you see right here where no water is on, you're going to mine that and place your hopper on top of that. Now want to take your staircase and place it upside down like this. That way you can still access your chest behind it and fill in this wall here. Make sure you have a hole that leads to your chest so that you can still see it. Jump into the water chamber that we just built, and now 2 blocks on top of where this hopper is right here, we're going to place our first sign, and then 1 block to the right up, we're going to place another one, and then another one to the left of that as well. You then want to crouch and place another sign on the left side so that you have a double sign like this, and then place another sign on the side of that second side like that. That'll give you a little pocket right here where you can place a lava bucket that'll burn any of the iron golems like this. Now you no longer need to go mining to get iron because this farm will produce it for you automatically. For our third and final farm, we need to make sure that we have a reliable food source. So we are going to build a crop farm. But not only can this farm be used as a food source, you can also trade the crops for emeralds. Here are all the materials you are going to need for this build. To start, go ahead and dig 1 block and then put your bucket of water inside. Following that, take out your hoe and 4 blocks in every direction. Go ahead and till the soil. Now, you just need to till in the remaining area in between. Following that, pick a side where you want your crops to actually go, and line yourself up with the water source. On the 2 blocks outside of your tilled land, you're going to place 2 oak planks like so. These can actually be any solid blocks. Now behind 1 block, you want to mine this block and put an oak slab. Following that, you want to mine the 4 grass blocks right here like so. And then place a double chest down like this with the 2 hoppers feeding into the double chest. With your solid blocks, go ahead and fill in the back area like this so that you have a small hallway like so. Now, taking out your oak fences, you want to make a perimeter around the outside of your farm. Make sure to mine any blocks that are touching your fence so mobs don't get inside. Head back over to where your hopper is. Directly on top of your hopper, place a temporary block. You then want to place a trapdoor on the top level of this block like this and flip that down. And then you want to jump back onto the other side, and on the top level on the back half, you want to place the trapdoor once again, and you can mine up this temporary block. Go ahead and take out your rail, and you want to face it into these blocks like so, and then place your minecart with a hopper down. You can then go ahead and mine up this rail underneath so that the hopper falls down. Take out your torches, and on every corner of your fence post, go ahead and place down a torch. This is important to make sure mobs don't spawn and that the crops actually grow at night. Take out your crops and go ahead and place them down into your farm. Like the farm before, you can use carrots, beetroots, or potatoes, but you can't use wheat. Wheat will break this farm as well. After filling in the farm with all of your crops, place down your composter on top of your water. Then take 2 temporary blocks followed by another plank. On top of this plank, you want to place a torch on every side, and this will go ahead and light up any further crops that weren't lit in from the quarters. You can then jump down and mine up these blocks. For the final step, we need to get 1 villager inside this farm and then 1 villager inside the area over here. The easiest villager is going to be the one in the farm. You can simply lead a villager over with jobs using the trick we did in the first farm. As you can see, he already grabbed the job and we can keep him in there. For the back villager, the easiest way is to cart him back over to the back area and then lead him up there with the rails like I have this system here. Once he's up here, you can break this rail and then push him inside of the farm. Place the block like this, and then you gotta carefully just break the minecart, and he should fall right inside. Now every time that your villager tries to breed with the villager that's inside, he would just put his carrots inside here. And that's all for this video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.